Right, so now it's me and Mr. Joe from Joe & Co, who is would you say a one-man brand, Joe? Is that fair?
Yeah, I'd say that's pretty fair.
He's a one-man brand based in Manchester, England. He's been working in clothing for many, many, many years. And what I would like to do with Joe is start at the start with Joe, because I know it's been a journey. I know what he's doing now makes him really happy, and I want to get stuck into that story simply because me and Joe never got a chance to do a podcast when I were knocking the podcast out regular. So I think it'd be interesting. So Joe, thanks very much for your time, buddy, and thanks for coming on. Also,
no problem, Tom.
While we're doing the chat, please feel completely free to type any questions for Joe. I might not read them out straight away, but I will come to them as and when is appropriate. I am keeping an eye on it. Joe, tell us, what was your introduction to clothing?
Wow. 1980.
1980.
Yeah. I left the Daily Express, the newspaper in Manchester, and I went working for Stone from Ivers in the town centre.
A shop? A store?
Yeah. He had about 12 stores.
Okay.
Dotted all around the northwest.
Yeah.
And I was working there. Flitted about between shops. You got Stone from Ivers, you got Justin's, Jonathan Silver's. I ended up working for a guy called Phil Black in the Royal Exchange. Was there for quite a few years. Love-hate relationship type of thing. It was great. Ended up leaving there. Ended up working as an agent for a guy called Willie Hunt. At the time, it was called Just William. And a couple of other friends, Robin, who used to make leathers, and his girlfriend, Sue, who used to make ladies wear shirts and skirts and stuff like that. So I went out, got myself a nice little car, travelled all around the country, selling the wares, doing all right. In fact, we were doing pretty well. But it came to the stage where we were doing that well, where they couldn't deliver the product. So we weren't getting paid. So I thought, fuck that. So I thought, right, I'll do my own brand, and started doing T-shirts with my name on it. Joseph, all
right, yeah.
With Big J, Joseph going through it, started doing T-shirts, doing all right. Got involved with one of my old employees. The trademark was registered to me.
Joseph?
Yeah. We had a few ups and downs with the trademark because of Joseph in London.
Right.
But we had a great attorney, so we sorted that out. So that was round about 87, 88. Going on from that, we were still doing it up until around about 92, and it just went off the mark.
When you say you mean sales wise?
Yeah, we were in the region of 350 accounts in the UK.
So you were wholesaling, and that's
wholesaling to the retailer.
Yeah, but it's still T-shirts at that point.
No, we were doing T-shirts, we were doing shirts, sweatshirts, jackets, footwear. We're doing footwear out of Portugal. Belts, all sorts of accessories. Sorry, go on.
No, I was just wondering what were it that made it pop? Because obviously around that time, Manchester were massive, and I wondered if you were. I mean, you're obviously very much a Mancunian, so I wondered if you somehow used that influence of the hacienda and the music.
We did to a certain extent. We got quite a few bands in it. Got local of the footballers in it. And there was a lot of retailers in town at the time. There was quite a few independents. So we had all them sewn up. Then we took on agents for the Northwest, the Northeast, Scotland, the Midlands, the South, London Central. And it just ballooned. And it was great. It was really, really good. We really enjoyed it. We enjoyed the ride until about 1999. And it all went pear-shaped.
Okay.
I won't go into too much detail because I lost everything. I got really, really bitter about it.
Okay.
Very bitter about it, and it cost me a lot. So after that, we opened a store where I lived. We had that for 5 years. Then we opened one in Stockport.
A Joseph store?
No, it was called Schindler Lifestyle.
All right, yeah.
Spent fortunes on the shop. One in Heaton Moor where we had opened the first one. We opened it in the October 2000. We got cleaned out at the end of the month. Literally cleaned out.
I mean, for people listening, I mean, I might know what you mean, but
right. We got robbed.
Yeah, right, okay. Yeah.
Took the lot.
Yeah.
Got over that, a couple of months, got the insurance payout, restocked, had a great Christmas. So we went away in the January. Got a phone call in the January, last day on the beach. Just been done again. So we got robbed again. That cost us a fortune. We couldn't claim for that. And in 2005, we decided to up sticks, close it, and move to Stockport. Opened a Stockport, 4 floors, great store. It was superb. 2005, we had a great run. 2007, 2008, what happens? We had the crash.
Yeah.
We had a lease round our neck for the next 3 years, and it was tough. It was really, really tough. Anyway, come to the end of the lease, 2010. He offers a new lease, but he wanted like £100,000 personal guarantee, and we just went, no, not worth it. But in between then, I was doing the shows, I was doing the Berlin, we were doing London, we were doing Paris, and I fell out with manufacturing completely. And I went on this stand in Berlin called Commonplace. One Japanese girl there called Aiko, lovely girl, and I just come out of it, you do small runs. Yeah. So I thought, right, can you do us 30 pairs of jeans? We'll send you the pattern over, send all the trims over. Can you do us 30 pairs of jeans? So she went, yeah. 12 weeks later, landed in the store, went like that. And they were dear at the time. They were 135 quid retail. Yeah. And they went like that. So I thought, right, I've got the buzz back. Ended up closing the store. Concentrating on the Joe & Co a little bit. Registered trademark in 2008. Then just took it from there. Went working for other people because it was difficult to get back into it. And 2011, 2012, just started doing it properly. 2015, we got invited to do this, it was called Made Here event for a friend of ours. And I said, do we want to do it? And I was like, that what I was going to do. And he went, we'll sort you out. So I went, right, we'll do it. Not looked back since. It was amazing. It was the old London Road fire station at the bottom of Piccadilly Station. That was been derelict. And they did an event there. It was just an amazing event. Really, really cool. Some great creatives there. And from there, we took it to Altrincham Market up near us. Started off with one stall. And yeah, we had 6 stalls up until COVID. Yeah. Now we're back open. We've got 2 stalls again.
Yeah.
So
is that a blessing in disguise, or the fact that you could get rid of 4 of them based on what's happened with COVID?
Oh yeah. I mean, we were off for quite a while. We went online, and we started doing all the Instagram. Yeah, we're back at Altrincham Market, and at the moment it's good. It's not fantastic, don't get me wrong. It's good, and it's trickling along very, very nicely.
I've always got a sense that, I mean, we'll talk a bit more about your products and what you sell on the market afterwards. At the minute, we're overviewing, aren't we, bringing us up to 2020. But I've always got a sense when I speak to you that you are more than happy on the market, almost like you like it. Like you're at home, you've got your
Oh, it's great. I love it. I love the interaction with the customers. You can tell your customer about the product, about where it's from, how it's made, where it's made, the components that go with it, and why they put the components with it. Point of difference. And for me, it's down to the quality. You've got to have the quality of the manufacturing and the quality of the fabrics that goes with it, and obviously the components that go with it. So we talk about all that. We've been working with a company called English Fine Cottons in Duckinfield up near us. Great setup. Bought an old mill, renovated it, brought it back to its former glory. Spin all the yarns there. Supima Fine Cotton from California. Shirt weights. So we're a top to toe brand, basically. You start with your caps, your t-shirts, your undergarments, your first layer base, your shirts, your sweatshirts, your belts, your denims, your trousers, utilities, and we work with Sanders on a collab with our footwear.
Yeah, so basically you source all your product in the UK. That's what you do, yeah, and you get it all manufactured in the UK as well.
All manufactured in the UK. Apart from the denim, we work with 3 mills out of Japan. We fly it in, get it in quicker. It's a nightmare with the pricing structures because obviously you've got your VATs, you've got your duties and all that kind of stuff. And you've got your manufacturing in the UK. Now, it's not mass produced. It's done on a micro production unit. So we do 100 pieces. Yeah. And we'll do another 100 pieces and
so on and so forth.
They're not cheap. We know they're not cheap, but it's the work that goes into it which justifies the prices of what we do it.
Yeah.
You go and try and get 100 pairs of jeans made. It's not easy. And then it's getting the mills and the factories to work with you. So it's a difficult one. You know yourself what it's like.
Yeah, 100%. There's no quick fix.
No, isn't no quick fix at all. But I'm not in for a quick fix. I'm in it for the long term.
Yeah.
And I enjoy doing it. I buzz off it every morning. Not the richest man in the world, you know what I mean? I'm not going to be the richest man in the world, but I enjoy it, and that's what it's all about. Enjoying doing what you're doing and being happy doing what you're doing. And once you've got that, everything else just flows. It's finding that happy medium for me, and I found it. I think now what we want to do is now grow it through social media. I'd like to have another store, but not in a city centre. I'd like to have it in a little town or a little village.
It's people just sending comments and messages to you, so I'm just keeping an eye on them, so I know to come back to them in a bit. Yeah, no, I think it's brilliant that you've sort of like gone up, down a little bit, up again, down, but you never stopped.
Oh, like a pair of horse knickers, mate. It's like that.
Yeah, but actually in life, you've kind of just done that. I mean, you've had all these in between, but what you've actually done yourself.
We've had the really highs and we've had the really, really lows.
Yeah.
It's a happy medium, and we're just leveling on and trying to grow the brand.
How did you get into? I mean, this is a good question for you, Joe. How did you get into designing the product? I mean, do you work with somebody? There's a difference between you printing your t-shirts.
Yeah, of course there is. Yeah.
And then what you're actually doing with your jackets and your shirts and stuff like that. How did you develop those skills?
I don't know, really. I think it just comes to you. I think it's just a knack that you've got. It's in you. You either got it or you haven't. Fortunately, I hope I've got it. I mean, people say, how did you come up with that idea? How did you do that jacket? How do you do them jeans? Where do you get the pants for the jeans? Basically, I'll be honest, you do what everyone else does. You go and buy a pair of jeans, you take the block of it and manipulate it to how you want it to fit. It's for me, it's that simple, but it's not that simple in those terms because there's a lot of cost in it. Patterns are a fortune. Get your fabric. I mean, I've worked with loads of mills in the past, from Montebello, Sansanderini, Tavex, Mosters. There's loads of them, and we've just now nailed it down to basically 4 mills in Japan and 1 in the UK, and that's it. And they have the turnover of the qualities of the fabrics that they sell, like your Neon Mempus, your Kurokis, your Karabos. They've always got something different there. And when you're making small runs, you can tap into other pieces as well as a follow-up to that. You know what I mean? Yeah. So different selvages. Then you have your different threads. So you've got a blue thread, a yellow thread, a green thread. Then we work with Maurizio at Berto, Blue Selvage. That's when we did our first campaign. they did as our own selvage. They did a blue and a red and gold selvage, which was mint. It was 11.5 ounce. It was entry level denim. It was 150 quid. So it went like that. But everything we do, we don't wash anything. Everything we do is all raw. We don't wash anything at all.
Has that always been the case for you?
I wash everything. I wash it to make sure it's right. So wear the stuff, break it in, then show the pictures on Instagram as and when we feel a need to do so. So
yeah, so you'll get a sample and you'll basically beat it up for X amount of time.
Have it, wear it, and show it as it progresses.
Yeah,
because you know as well as most people in this game, when you got a pair of raw selvage denim jeans, it'll mold around your frame. And only you can get those fades. No one else can get them fades. No washing machine or chemical can do them. So we just do it and let the consumer do it for themselves. And they'll last a lot longer.
Has it always been raw denim for you, or is that something that you got into?
I got into the raw denim in the, I'd say, mid-90s. No, hang on a minute. Around about 89, 90, I bought some fabric from the Paris trade show from a company in Italy called Red Selvage, I'm sure it was. We sampled some jeans, but people just couldn't get on it. I mean, in the UK, they wanted the fades, they wanted the holes in the knees, they wanted this, they wanted all sandblasting. I used to go to a farm in Preston where she had a big barn with a sandblasting machine, and she'd have all the jeans hung up, and she'd spray with the sandblasting machine like that.
I've tried that.
It was mad, mate. Honestly, blasted with sand. It was pretty eye-opening.
Yeah.
Then we started making jeans. All our stuff at the time was made in Preston. It started off in a little unit near the prison. Lovely lads. Then they moved over to the other side of Preston, and they bought this building, and it was humongous. I mean, huge. And they only used a little part of it. So they were making our jeans for us. Then they brought in their own laundry. They spent a fortune on bringing their own laundry in. And they only had it a couple of years. And they broke it down, sold it all off. Then they started producing their own stuff, and they took it over to Pakistan. So that's when the Joseph was coming to an end at the time. And but they all started to follow the poverty trail in the 90s to get the price cheaper. I mean, we were paying £4.50 to make a pair of jeans. It was crazy. And the jeans are retailing at 45 quid.
Yeah.
45 quid nowadays won't get you nothing, really.
Not get you a pair wholesale in this business.
No, it cost me that to make them.
Yeah.
Not on those particular runs. No. Then you've got your juices to come in. Then you've got your fabrics to pay for on top of your duties. And your fabrics, you can pay up to like £15 a metre. And you've got to bear in mind, it's only 28 inches wide. So you need an average of nearly 2.83 metres per jean. So there, all of a sudden, you've got 45 quid just on your fabric. Then you've got your duties. Then you've got your trims to go on it.
Yeah. Rivets,
buttons, patches.
Yeah.
All that kind of thing. So, you know, it pumps it up. So we don't wholesale it because there's not enough margin in it. And like I say, we don't mass produce. If we did, then it'd be a completely different kettle of fish. Then your prices would come right down.
Yeah.
But then again, you got to maintain that quality, which on the mass produce is a difficult thing in itself.
And I think that's something that a lot of people don't realise. I think when you're selling jeans for 150 to 250 pound a pair, people think that you're rolling in it when they see you sell 3 or 4 on a Saturday. They've got no idea.
Nice, wasn't it? Yeah. I can get a cup of tea now.
They've got no idea how much work and effort and money and everything it takes. You know,
there's a hell of a lot of work that goes into it mentally as well.
Yeah,
you know, it's hard, but I find it easier now because we know where we're going, we know what we want to do, we know where we're going. But yeah, it's great.
So have you had to go out to Japan then to find these?
No, I've never been to Japan. I'd love to go to Japan. I mean,
you've been able to do it all off samples basically that get sent to you, and
well, I go and see the guys from the mills in Paris, or at Kingpins or wherever they're showing.
Of course, yeah.
We look at the fabrics, we choose the fabrics, choose about half a dozen of each mill, then we scale it down, we sample them, we pick the ones out that we want to use for that particular period, sample it, wear it, make it, sell it.
Yeah, you don't particularly work to seasons either, do you?
No, we don't do seasons.
It's all core products, isn't it? It's all
core product. Yeah, we don't do seasons. I did seasons when we did Joseph. We were doing like 12 months in advance, and you're getting pre-orders. I mean, sometimes we were getting like 750,000 pre-orders on the books.
Yeah. But it's a different sort of business. Joseph sounds like a completely different business.
Oh, completely. I mean, you sell to retail. Nowadays, you can't get paid. You cancel the order. You don't want to take it in. You know, it's all like it was a mess, and everything was all middle of the road. Then, I mean, people who were on our level at the time, like Firetrap, WDT, Teddy Smith, those kind of brands. Simpson, I don't know if you know Neil Simpson from Yorkshire. All that level of jeans.
Yeah,
and it was great. We were probably one of the first that we started doing up. We used to overlap dye our jeans. We used to do them like blue, blue black, blue green, blue yellow, put casts on them. Then Firetrap started doing it. Theirs went through the roof, and ours just steadied along. You know, we didn't have massive finance. We had a decent finance, but we didn't have a massive finance. Now, I don't
want to pick at this too much, because I know that you said, well, you basically let me know earlier I couldn't pick at it too much, but I do think people will be wondering what did go wrong at the end. I mean, it sounds to me like it was one of the best things that ever happened to you, because now you've come out and, like you've said, you're happy, you're enjoying it, you wake up every morning.
It took me a long time to get. It took me a long time to get to that. Took me a long time to get to that.
I mean, honestly, you don't have to give us any details. Was it like a legal battle, or were it personal reasons? You could just say one or other, you know.
Well, I ended up owning the brand. Then all of a sudden, behind my back, I ended up owning 8%.
Right.
Money was taken out of the account.
Right. Okay.
All that kind of stuff. I don't really want to go into it really, because I'm past all that.
Yeah.
And it was a lesson learned.
Yeah, and you know, there'll be a lot of young Joes listening and watching this now.
Oh, yeah.
That'll learn from it. You see, mate. That's all.
Yeah, it's one thing you don't teach you.
Yeah, exactly.
I come out of school. I left school with no qualifications and went working for the Daily Express as a 16-year-old as a messenger boy. I had no idea I'd end up doing this, but I've always had an interest in clothing.
Yeah.
The first pair of jeans are a pair of Lee Riders from the underground market in Manchester in around 1972. And they were great. And that's how I remember it. You wore your jeans, you tossed about in it, you played football in them. You did everything in your jeans. And at the end of it, you're getting a new pair, and you looked at your ones, and they're all faded, and they were brilliant. You didn't want to take them off. And that's how I want my jeans to be. Wear them what they've meant to wear them for what they're meant to be worn for.
Yeah. You know? It's I think it's brilliant. What I would say to you is something that I'm a little bit interested in, which I also think could be a good story from your point of view, but also help young aspiring brands and makers and stuff like that, is how you went on with Kickstarter.
Kickstarter.
Something that I've never fully
understood it.
Yeah.
I still don't. Like a couple got funded and a couple didn't get funded. It's just the sod's law, isn't it? It's the way it is.
But how does it work then? What do you offer back? If somebody helps you fund something and supports you, what do you give back? Like, what's just a quick overview of it?
Well, the actual retail price of the jean, let's say it's 200 quid.
Yeah.
You offer it for 30% off.
Right.
You get them for like 150 or whatever it is. Then you get add-ons to it, or you get a belt with it, or you get a tote bag or whatever.
Yeah.
And you do your little video, and you talk about your brand, you talk about the story of how it all came about and everything like that. And hopefully people will pledge. Yeah. And if you don't reach a certain level, you don't get funded.
Right.
So that's how it works. It's got to reach that. If you say, right, I want to raise 15 grand,
yeah,
you get 14 grand. if you don't put your grand in yourself or someone else puts a grand in yourself, you don't get it.
Yeah. It's really
so it's a fine line, and it's all about marketing. I mean, I'm not a marketer. I don't do marketing. Everything I do on the Facebook and the Instagram, I do it myself. I've got a lad, a good pal of mine who's just started working with us. He's been working with us for quite a while now. Mark, top kid, just got his degree in digital marketing, and he works for us 2 days a week doing the marketing, and he's great.
Yeah, just gets on with it.
Gets on with it. Top kid, yeah.
Yeah. It's that's a nice jacket you've got on now. I'm appreciating collar neckline.
What, this?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I did one of these about 20 odd years ago.
Yeah.
And I just started doing it again. And what I do with these, I'll have about 8 or 9 different styles, but I'll alternate the fabrics all the time. So I've done this in like a Panama stripe with a biscuit stripe in it. I've done it in linen. We've done it in a twill. We've done it in wool, pure British wool.
Yeah.
Then we'll jump onto the other one. But this is coated linen. So yeah, and all the buttons are all natural crow's nut buttons.
Yeah.
So
cool, really cool. There has been some questions. Let me just check what time we are on. Right, so we're on half past. So I'm going to give you a few questions now because there has been a few come in, and I don't want to miss any. If that's all right, buddy.
Yeah.
So people have come forward. Let's have a look. Potatoes a meal. That's somebody taking me cat. Link to raffles in the comments as well for anybody that wants to know. The Swedes are back off a break. That's great. So Mike from Encampment Co. has said, love the British Miller-Rain outerwear from Joe & Co. Such a great material. It's nice to see people using a great mill instead of cheapo stuff you could get instead. It's funny that because I've had a meeting with Miller-Rain before, and the material is really good, and I also found them very fair. Did you? Like, I never thought. Oh, you still there, Joe?
Yeah, I'm still here. Yeah, I'm listening.
Sorry, I thought it had paused then.
No, I'm still listening, pal.
It is a great material, a really great material. Is that a brand? A mill brand, fabric brand that you use a lot, British Miller-Rain.
Yeah, we use a lot of them. We use it quite a lot actually.
Yeah.
We use it for shirtings. We use the wax shirtings, the ripstop shirtings, and we use a lot of the wax fabrics. But there's loads of different connotations of the wax, of what fabric it goes on, and how it's been done, and the crinkle and all that kind of stuff. It can get too technical, so I just go out, have a look at it, what we've got in that, and I'll buy a lot of their dead stock that they're not running anymore.
Yes, yeah, I know. When I had a meeting with him, they said they're really good with smaller brands like that. You can get all the stuff that, like you said, that they're not running anymore. And they're only in Huddersfield, aren't they? They're literally just between me and you, I think.
Rochdale,
yeah. So
only up the road. But then again, you're travelling, so
yeah.
When I'm on the market Tuesday, Friday, Saturday. And next one starts Sundays. So you've got your Monday, your Wednesday, and your Thursday. So Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, you're running around all your mills and all your factories.
Yeah.
And so doing what you're supposed to be doing on the computer, getting everything sorted out. So it is hard. It's hard graft. It's not, you're not at 11 o'clock in the morning and back at home at 4, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Those days are over, pal, But I get in the car in the morning, I get my coffee, and I'm buzzing.
Yeah.
What have you got?
Yeah, are you going to look to get a few more stalls on market again as things start to pick back up, or you're considering your options now and thinking maybe we should try a stall or a little store here, or we're permanent at Altrincham, and it's a fantastic setup. I mean, if anybody's in the area or around there, they've got to go. It's like an institution. It's great. The food's amazing, and there's some great little stalls there. But it's all been condensed now, so there's only 10 traders. And I've got 2 stalls, and it's the way you have to juggle it to show your wares. Yeah.
But since we've been back, it's been all right. But I also do another one in Macclesfield called Treacle Market on the last Monday of the month, which is also good. So we bought our own gazebos, pitch it up 8 o'clock in the morning, finish at 3 o'clock. And people come on, we just talk about what's going on.
So I find that really interesting that you can do that, because when they are going to a market, maybe not Altrincham, you've got a reputation there, but the treacle market that you just mentioned,
it's massive.
Yeah, when people
right through the town.
I imagine that the people that come across your store, they're not there looking for a pair of raw denim jeans, are they? Like this is what you're saying about talking to your customers and having engagement.
They go, oh, that's nice. How much is that? You go, how much are your jeans? 260 quid. We'll go, I'll give you 100 quid. We'll send them to Bunnies on Market Street, or send them to Debenhams. They've got a sale on, pal. They've got 2 for the price, so I won't go over there. Have a chat with them, but they come back and they buy a pair.
Yeah, of course they do. Yeah.
And you give them time. You're giving them your time. Some of them just walk off and go. No big deal.
Yeah, not for everybody, is it?
It's not for everybody. No, it's not for everybody.
Just wait.
Don't want it to be for everybody.
A question from JGGY has said, which is the signature Joe shirt? So I'm guessing he's referring to your shirting now, and he's asking,
which is this? What's the signature? The red button.
The red button. Is that it? Is that what he's noticed?
Yeah.
So, very cool. What's that then? So you put a red button on. Right. So the bottom button's always red.
Bottom button's always red.
Yeah.
Oh, on your cuff, you have your red button on your cuff, but your main one, the actual signature button. It's like people say, it's like your arcuate on your back of your jeans.
Yeah.
Well, we changed it to our arcuate and fully lined the back pocket. We fully line the back pockets in different fabrics or different colours. Same with your pocket bags. Yeah. We always have an arcuate on the back. So you see the arcuate, it goes over. So if you look out my window, I can see the Peak District.
Right, yeah.
It's like hills crossing each other.
So you did it.
That's our arcuate, but we always change stitch it. And there's a reason behind that. We change stitch it because when these jeans get worn, the chain, you know what chain stitch like? It tends to unravel quite a bit.
Yeah.
After a lot of wear. Well, it leaves a beautiful ghost silhouette.
Right.
You know what I mean? So when your jeans are faded at the back, you've got that nice navy silhouette.
Yeah.
On the back of it. So it's quite an interesting thing, I think.
Yeah.
And it also identifies your brand.
Yeah. Yeah, it gives you a signature as well.
It gives you a signature, yeah.
We've just had Altrincham Market is amazing, and it's all in the details, Joe. So yes. At least we know people are listening to us, mate. That's a good thing, isn't it?
That's good. About time someone did.
Oh, he's put actually, Jiggy's actually come back and said, cool, regards the red button. I guess I was also asking, signature shirt means which is your classic shirt that is in continuous production. So basically, what's your best selling shirt?
Paxton. It's called the Paxton. Basically, it's a 2-pocket shirt.
Yeah.
Red button at the bottom, multiple of fabrics with a nice collar on it.
And it tells.
Yeah.
Year in, year out. Yeah. Really.
Yeah. There's no point in changing it. And we just add another one to it. So we'll do a Paxton. We'll do it out. This is the Paxton without a collar, basically.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Same block, but then collar. Yeah.
Then we'll do the same block. We'll do 2 pockets at the front, and we'll do 2 pockets at the top. We'll put a collar on it, and it becomes like a baker jacket.
Yeah.
So we'll do that in like a yarn dyed hickory stripe. We'll do it in the Panama stripe. We'll do it in linen. We'll do it in wool.
Yeah.
We'll do it in a chambray.
Yeah.
And we'll do it in a twill. Then we'll have different colours.
Yeah.
We only do so many at a time. We only make 6 or 7 pieces at a time of one colour per style.
Yeah.
Fabric.
Yeah. So this is actually just a question from me, actually, then. At the minute, what's your favourite fabric to work with? Is it wax canvas? Is it raw denim? Is it
raw denim?
Is it always?
Yeah. Yeah, I love it. I mean, it's just so versatile. And each fabric has a different fade to it.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that.
I'm not a fan of stretch. I think as big as it is, it's not for me. It's not for men.
You're just not bothered.
Not at all. Not for me.
Let me have a look for you. There were another question here, Joe. Right, Joe. Does Joe feel that his camo and military garments are becoming more and more popular? And that's from Benchmark Crafts.
They've never been really out of fashion, really. I mean, I don't do fashion, but they've never really been out. I mean, I buy quite a bit of dead stock fabric of different mill from well, basically, they all come from the same mill. I can't tell you who that is actually. But we get the dead stock fabrics. We did one last year. We did a finished camo, black and white one, and they did it in a cagoule.
Yeah.
Then we did what's the other one we did? We did a field camo out of what's it called now? Not Gore-Tex. I can't remember what it's called. I've just lost my trail of thought.
No, that's all right.
Fedora.
Yeah. Does that sort of stuff sell well for you as well, then, alongside the jeans?
What, the jackets?
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't make a lot of jackets. I'll do 40 jackets this year, 50 jackets.
Yeah.
But we'll do it in two styles. We did one. We did the Mac. We did that out of Untitled, and we also did it out of English fine cottons. And we made 20 pieces, and we got 3 pieces left.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, what you got to bear in mind is we're a small company.
Yeah. And I think it's important.
That for me is great. I mean, I can make 5 cagoules, I can make 20 cagoules. So I'll make 15, 20 cagoules, but I'll do them in different fabrics.
Yeah.
Qualities all the same.
I think it's really important for people to realise what you've actually said throughout this conversation, Joe. And that's that, you're a small company. That's absolutely fine. You're happy. Basically, to do what you do, you don't need to be ordering 300 pairs of jeans a time.
No.
Do you get what I mean? You can do it on much smaller.
You can do it, but you've got to find the mills that like what you're doing, and also what to supply with those that kind of meters that you want to use, that you can only use.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. You have to build your relationships. That's part of it.
And stock's your killer.
Yeah. Always.
You know.
Jiggy said Paxton got it. Awesome. So there you go. Let's have a look. Hoping to win one of Joe's jeans in the raffle. 194 tickets sold. So we are creeping up, guys. We are creeping up. It'd be brilliant if we could get to 200 by the time me and Joe have done. So anybody that's not bought raffle tickets yet, they're £10 each. The link is in my bio, which is Flobbercan bio. There is, I think, 42 prizes now. So work out, like everybody's been, I mean, the brands have been so generous for this event. Let's get some sold and get some money raised for charity. That's why they've done it.
Your hands in your pockets.
Yeah. This is another one from Mike from Encampment Co. Mike is actually on. Well, Joe, it's 4 a.m. So I don't know if that'd be a bit early for you, but he's asking you quite a few questions. So I'm not sure if you've had a bit of back and forth before, but he's put, how has fashion changed in your time in the industry with the rise of social media? Is it easier to do what you want now that you can reach anyone you want through an app, or is it harder because the market seems much more flooded?
Yeah, the market's saturated, massively saturated. Everybody's at it. Bedroom designers, people coming out of businesses and going into it. And some are doing very, very well. And I wish them all the best in the world. For me, it goes in cycles, doesn't it? Everything's on the 80s. Everyone's on an 80s tip now, aren't they? And this vintage tip.
Yeah.
Redoing all the vintage jackets, buying the military camos and putting names on them, putting smiley faces on them, that kind of thing. Which is not a bad thing. It's not for me. But it's a great thing. Sustainable.
Yeah.
You know?
It's I always imagine with social media, it's definitely saturated market. There's absolutely no doubt about that. I'm not saying this is a good thing. People aren't necessarily as loyal to the local independents because they can go online.
Well, I think the local independent, if he plays his cards right, he could make quite a few quid and enjoy a nice living out of it. The problem that we've got, I see, we go on sales too much. The sales are ridiculous.
Yeah.
If you've got something there, you're selling it for 200 quid, it's cost you 75 quid plus the VAT. So you're going 50% sale.
You're not earning all. Any sort of sale in this sort of industry is basically retailers or brands just trying to get the money back.
Yeah.
They're not making anything in a sale. You know, and it's a shame. But then that's when, you have to sort of look at it and go, right, well, that garment didn't work. Where did we get it wrong?
Yeah, but they'll only sell 20-30% of the actual stock that they've got because the rest will go in the sale. And that's the problem, you see. People will wait for the sales. They know the sale's coming. Mm-hmm. So they'll wait for it. So when you've got a brand in your store, There's probably about 3 or 4 stores in the same area got the same brand.
Yeah.
So they go on sale, and you think, no, I've got to go on sale because I've got the same product.
Yeah.
Well, why should someone go to you and you've got it at 200 quid and he's got it around the corner for 150 quid?
I completely agree.
It's ridiculous. They've got to man up and look for something, other brands that are different, but sit in the same.
It's a difficult thing as a retailer, feeling that like you need to go into a sale to generate basically cash flow.
Yeah.
You know, there's a risk of stock, and it's it's difficult. But yeah, that's really interesting then. So what's next? Have you got out in particular in mind garment wise that out like that coming out?
Yeah, we've got a couple of Parkers coming through. Fishtail Parkers, British Miller again. We've got one coming in navy blue with orange buttons. We've got a canary yellow one, cagoule, with navy buttons, lined with chambray. We've got the jeans coming through. The jeans arrive next week. We've just done the utilities. They've just arrived. We've got to do the footwear yet. Then all the leather stuff. We have a guy that does all our leather for us using like British bridal vegetan leather. Now we've got sweatshirts to come in from EFC, which we're working on now. We just had the Henleys in black, navy and cream. So we've got a lot going on. We've not done any beanies or scarves or socks because every man and his dog's doing them.
Yeah.
So
what do how do you find selling, now you're up on the internet and you're retailing online, have you found that that's picked up a little bit during the last few months? Because
yeah, the internet's picked up quite a little bit actually. Even the market's picked up a little bit. And the reason why I say that is because we're not paying that much money in rent. It's we've got more money in your pocket, you know. But yeah, it's starting to pick up. It's not easy for anybody out there at all at the moment. Yeah. I mean, there's some brands there smashing it, but you know, it's not easy at all. I don't think so anyway. But we're getting there. Keep the wolves from the door, pay your bills, and crack on.
Yeah, that's it, isn't it, mate? That's it.
All you can do.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about your collaboration with Sanders then. How did that come about and how does that work?
Well, I used to buy off the guy that's running it. I used to buy it off him when he used to work at John Smedley. And we were looking to do some boots and some footwear on small runs. And we had a chat, went down, visited the factory, had a good chat with him. And he liked what we were doing. And we just put our names to certain styles. And later on this year, we're going to do our own style of footwear, subject to minimums. Because you know what it's like when you were working with trickers.
Yeah.
You know, you're buying boots at that price and you've got to sell them at that price. You've got to buy so many. It's a lot of money tied up if you've not already sold them or got an interest in them.
You're kind of still up against it, even when it's a collaboration. It's nice to have opportunity to do it, but truth is, it still costs a lot.
Well, it's hard work. I mean, it's a nice collaboration. I don't really like collaborations because I feel as though at times you've got to stand on your own 2 feet and make your business work for what it is.
Yeah.
And as your business has grown to a certain level, then you can start doing collaborations. But this one here, it's a great little collaboration. We love it.
Good. That's really good to know. When it comes to your fits and your denims, for everybody listening, what fits do you offer?
Well, I've got 4 fits. The collar and the arkwright are the most successful fits as it stands. We've got a regular slim tapered and a slim tapered. There's not much in it, but once you've got them on,
you can tell.
You can see the difference.
Yeah.
We've got one called the Pelton, which is a straight leg, which we're going in to make sampling early next year. Then we do like a 1950s cut, so which is a bit wider, like for the athletes.
Yeah.
Wide, and it just narrows down to the bottom with like an 18-inch, 16-inch, 17, 18-inch bottom.
Yeah. So, and there'll be a 4 fit. So basically, you other than skinny and completely baggy, you pretty much cover all
bases. Yeah.
It's really funny. Even when I get shop, it's always that slim taper and that regular slim taper in this country.
Yeah. I mean, when we had Joseph, we used a baggy jean, then we slimmed it down, but we couldn't sell it in Ireland. All they wanted was boot cut. That's all they wanted. So we specially made the jeans for Ireland, for Northern Ireland and Southern Ireland. No, that's all they wanted. Boot cut. Have you got any boot cut left? You got any boot cut? we had one big customer out there. Yeah. Who used to spend fortunes, and that's probably basically one of the reasons why we did it.
Yeah, well worth it.
We ended up shutting down and opening a G-Star shop.
Yeah. I know a few guys that's done that as well.
Yeah, I lost money on it.
Yeah, I know a few guys that's done that as well.
But yeah, you know, all
franchise and that in '90s, and then just basically opened 1 million up in a square mile.
Yeah, but then you had to buy 28 with a 28 leg, or 30 leg, or a 31 leg. Then you had to buy 30 with the same one. So across the board, you'd end up buying 300 pairs of jeans.
Yeah. I know some guys that really got done by the G-Star franchise.
Yeah.
Like,
great concept, but not sustainable.
You're talking like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds.
Yeah.
Hundreds of thousands.
Ridiculous.
It's a sad story, actually, unfortunately. But yeah, you know, it's
what it is, isn't it? You just got to get on with it and move on.
Yeah, definitely. Have you missed being at trade shows then this year? Kind of ironic that me and you ended up sat next to each other on a plane.
Oh, I know, yeah. That was coming back from Berlin, wasn't it?
Yeah, you were literally sat between me and the person I was going with. You were in the middle of us.
Yeah, we got nicked in Berlin on the train, so.
Yeah, did you really? Why?
Yeah. Well, we'd always get the ticket to get the train, and on the last day, we didn't get the ticket, and we thought we'd get it on the train, and we didn't. Next minute, about 6 of them come out of the carriage, like the Gestapo, mate. Honestly, it was mad. Tickets, just pulled his thing out of his thing, mate. Tickets, and I've gone. Dragged me off the train, passport, £60 fine. Says, you paying it now? He says, no, I haven't got the money, mate. I'm not paying that. 60 quid for on tickets. I'll pay it now. I'll pay it for the ticket. No. All in broken English. Dragged us off the train. It was mad. He stood there. He didn't even get done. It was me.
I remember asking you if you were getting a taxi with us to come home, and you're like, no, train's miles cheaper.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, we've learned a lesson on that one. But yeah, it's good fun. I mean, the trade shows are great. It's finding time to go to them, really.
Yeah, it is difficult. I mean, we haven't been in this year, have they? So we'll just see what happens next year.
It's another expense. I'm not saying that I'm a tight sod, but you know, he can 500, 600, 700 quid at a time, easy.
Easy, yeah, it is.
I used to fly to Paris. I used to get the 9 o'clock flight, get there for 11 o'clock, do the show, back on the 4 o'clock train, 4 o'clock plane. One year, I was sat there. I think I was having a chat with David Kite from Universal Works. And I got a text. What the fuck's that? Come direct to the flight's been cancelled. Make your way to the terminal. So I've got there, and the queue was massive. EasyJet. So I thought, right, what's the script? Oh, well, there's no flights out of Paris till Friday. This was on the Wednesday. So I thought, right, okay. I've got no money. But we're going to put you up in a hotel. Oh, that's fine, yeah. Make a few phone calls, get some money transferred. Where are we staying? He went, oh, you're staying at the Cayenne. I thought, what the fuck's that? I've heard of that. Disneyland. He put us up in Disneyland for 2 nights. I've been there 3 months before with my daughter. I ended up staying there full of screaming kids. But yeah, it can become an expense. I mean, I've been sat on the tarmac for 7 hours and missed the show. Yeah. It's been ridiculous, yeah.
I remember that time in Berlin. It must have been when you got pulled on train. I remember feeling for you because we were sort of queuing up at the same time to get on, and it looked like you might have lost your passport. Obviously, it turned out you didn't because you were sat on plane with us. But you're looking through your bag, and that must have been why you'd have been all dishevelled because you'd just got done on your.
We've had some fun and nightmares on the trip, to tell you.
Sounds like a bad couple of hours, that one.
I got lost. Been lost in Berlin. I've ended up in a club called Zotto's or something, and it was dead. And he walked to the back of it, and it was just full of Brewsters, you know.
Yeah.
Zotto's, I think it was called. Yeah, that was a bit of a mad one. And he back to the wrong hotel, trying to get in someone else's room. Nightmares.
Yeah.
But I think good fun.
Yeah.
The trade shows are great, but you know, I like the Kingpins. Kingpins is a great show.
Mm-hmm.
And I like the Salvage Run.
Yeah. Is anybody else got any more questions for Joe? Because we've only got a few minutes left, and then we're going to jump off. I'm going to. Is Amanda here still? Is she on somewhere? She should be, shouldn't she? Have I got two screens? Or have I lost Amanda at the minute? Oh no, she's here. Hey up, hello.
Hi.
I'm going to pass it over to you for 5 minutes, Amanda, just while I jump up and get another bottle of water and.
Alrighty.
And stuff like that. But yeah, just Joe. I mean, we could talk all day, me and you, but it'll just get more and more accent orientated and Northern English, and we'll forget that we're actually on a global Denim. So it's probably a good thing that that we've come to a close now. But it's been great having you on, mate.
Yourself, pal. Thanks for inviting us.
If anybody wants to speak to Joe about anything we've discussed,
2 minutes. Got someone at the door.
Oh, no worries. If anybody wants to, it's all right. I can do this bit for you, Joe. If anybody wants to speak to Joe direct, obviously he's just on Instagram at joeandco.com, and his website is. I'll double check his website when he comes back. But if you Google Joe and Co, you can get it all the same. Thanks to everybody that's bought a few more tickets for the raffle. Went out to 194. I reckon by the end of the next hour we should at least have made it over 200. And if you're watching on Instagram, if you're watching on YouTube, click on. You can tell it's coming up to hour number 9, can't you? I'm getting all tongue-tied. If you're watching on YouTube, please press like and subscribe. That would be great. Joe, I've got everybody Instagram, boss. Just let them know your website if they want to check you out.
Oh, we are joeandco.com.
We are Joe and Co. That were it. I knew
.com, and the Instagram's Joe and Co Denim.
Brilliant. Happy days. That's really good. Are you sticking around for a few hours, Joe, or are you busy?
Yeah, I'll be sticking around for a bit, yeah.
Sounds great. Excuse me, sorry. Right, so now we're going to, I'm going to just literally leave the meeting for 5 minutes. I'm going to jump back on at 8. We've got the European Denim Man, which we encourage as many folk to be involved in as possible. We have got a slight structure to it where myself, Kelly, Wouter, and I hope as well, he's been a bit under weather, are going to do a bit of what a denim influencer is in 2020. But that's just a bit of a subject. It don't mean that other people can't be involved. I just wanted to make sure there were at least a few on us here that could structure a conversation in case nobody turned up. So I'm going to leave you for 2 minutes. Amanda, I'll pass it over to you. There's plenty of people involved, so let's see if we can get some more faces on.
Go get a drink. That was brilliant, Joe.
All right, yeah, you okay?
Yeah, you.
Marvellous.
I remember at the brewery when you came, it was so good. So it was good to hear from you again and hear what you're up to.
Yeah, I was. Are you still in sale?
No, we finished that at Christmas. So
Did you?
Yeah, but it was fun, yeah.
I didn't get time to go out because I was that busy at the market. So, but it's nice to see Neve.
Yes, yeah. That was a good chat earlier.
Yeah, she's lovely, isn't she?
Yeah, definitely. She's doing good stuff as well.
Yeah, she's doing some good stuff. I'm going to see her next week.
Oh, brilliant.
I'm trying to make her to get to see her for ages. It's just the way that, with the COVID and the way things in the shop's shut, and so we'll squeeze it in next week.
So just for everyone who doesn't know, so Neve that was on my talk earlier, she when she did her collection, she went round people and got them to wear her clothes for her lookbook, and she asked Joe as one of the people, and it was really amazing because there was lots of different people that did it.
It was quite cool, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was brilliant. It was a really good idea.
Yeah, she's lovely. So what else is happening?
Well, this is what we've been doing at the moment. It's been good. It's been great organising it again, and it feels like we've got lots of different people again and lots of different interesting talks on. So a lot of different things to talk about this time as well, because obviously through COVID, there's
a lot of scope in it, and it's nice to get people on and listening and watching it and learning things, and getting to know how other people work and how they operate and things like that. Because everyone's different because of different demographics. So what we do will not be good for anywhere else. We concentrate on the UK. If we can go into America or go into anywhere else, Australia, New Zealand or Europe, great, but it's what we do is all focused on the UK basically. So
yeah, and I think obviously a lot of our speakers are UK based purely because we're here and that's the people we know.
yeah,
But as we keep going with this, we're hoping that we get more people on board, and it just keeps evolving, and it just like people tell people and they want to get involved. So we're really excited to just keep it going. And
no, it's great. I mean, it's a great thing.
That's why we had the age hang this time, because although we didn't have as many people as we wanted in it, it was just to say we're looking for that, and next time hopefully we can get even more people involved from over there.
Yeah.
And so I'm super looking forward to this one there.
Yeah, well, there's some good stuff coming out of Asia at the moment.
Yeah,
some really good stuff. And there's some great stuff coming out of South Korea as well.
Yeah, definitely. I think they're doing really good stuff.
Very, very good stuff. And it's not expensive either.
Yeah, it's good.
You know, so anyway.
It was good to speak to you, Joe.
Who's that? Who's that behind you?
Oh, it's Larrick.
Is it?
Yeah. You've got a Denim Teddy, haven't you?
Got a Denim Teddy made for us, yeah. So we have a few of them door stoppers. So what time are we on?